The ocean is an unsettling place on its own, but the creatures lurking within make it even more unnerving. With a mix of legendary beasts and newly discovered oddities, the sea is home to some truly bizarre real-life monsters. Here are 15 terrifying sea creatures that actually exist. Number 15. Floating spaghetti monster. Is this an animal or an overturned bowl of spaghetti? While it certainly appears to be noodles, it's indeed a creature. Aptly named the floating spaghetti monster, these bizarre creatures cruise along the ocean's bottom. Its spaghetti tendrils feel for crustaceans and other prey. It's basically a living underwater vacuum. Workers on the BP oil rig captured footage of this strange-looking animal while collecting video evidence some 4,000 feet beneath the surface. To say the least, the workers were flabbergasted at what they saw and submitted the evidence to experts. Because the team on the oil rig discovered it, the name they called it stuck. Researchers at the National Oceanography Center later identified the creature as a ctenophore. Closely related to the jellyfish and corals, ctenophores are colonial animals, according to the experts. Number 14. Terrifying anglerfish. Do all the creatures of the deep have to be so darn scary? When it comes to the anglerfish, they're true horrors of the ocean, from their appearance to their lifestyle. I mean, even the mating process is more horror than the beautiful act of nature. For an extended period, the only discovered sex of the anglerfish has been females. Confused, researchers were dying to get their hands on a male, but they just never turned up. So where did they all go? The female anglerfish is infamous for her bioluminescent lure, a glowing appendage that dangles in front of her mouth to attract prey in the pitch-black depths. Some deep-sea explorers have described seeing nothing but a faint light in the darkness, only to realize it was attached to a gaping mouth filled with needle-sharp teeth. The anglerfish's jaws can unhinge to swallow prey nearly as large as itself, making it a true ambush predator. Its skin is often mottled and slimy, blending perfectly with the shadows of the abyss. The pressure at those depths is so intense that the anglerfish's body is soft and flexible, able to withstand crushing forces that would destroy most other creatures. There are even stories of anglerfish attacking submersibles, mistaking the lights for potential prey. The more scientists learn about these fish, the more they seem like something out of a nightmare. A decade after their initial discovery, they found a female with 2 babies attached to her underbelly. This posed even more questions as to how the male was ever able to attach to them. Another 2 years of study would pass until they would finally discover the answer they were seeking. It turns out that they were asking the wrong questions all along. The male angler had already been discovered, but it was misclassified because of a massively different appearance. Get this, the male anglerfish is a mere appendage of the female, meaning the males are entirely reliant on the females for life. Males can't hunt, eat, or even defecate on their own. The horrors of the deep feed their male counterparts as if they were babies for all their lives. Experts claim that males exist to reproduce and nothing more. Number 13. The Magnapina Squid. This creature is nothing short of terrifying. The way it coasts about, those tendrils hanging low below its body, sends chills down my spine. The Magnapina squid, also known as the bigfin squid, resembles ghosts more than sea creatures. Though it's possible humans got the idea of the sheeted ghost from these monsters, I'd say it even resembles one of the alien machines from War of the Worlds. It's no wonder these things evoke such dread in humans. When deep-sea submersibles first captured its image, scientists were stunned by its otherworldly appearance. Its arms and tentacles stretch out at sharp angles, giving it a spindly, unnatural silhouette. Some researchers have even compared its movements to a marionette, drifting eerily through the blackness. The squid's skin shimmers with a faint iridescence, reflecting the submersible's lights in ghostly hues. Its eyes, huge and unblinking, seem to pierce the darkness, searching for any sign of movement. There are stories among deep-sea workers of seeing strange shadows flicker just beyond the reach of their lights, only to realize it was a Magnapina gliding silently by. The squid's tendrils can reach lengths up to 20 times the size of its body, making it one of the most bizarrely proportioned creatures in the ocean. Every new sighting adds to the mystery, as scientists still know almost nothing about its behavior or life cycle. The rare footage of the creature shows its long fins, which make up 90% of its body. The largest ever discovered was 10 feet long. Could you imagine coming face to face with this thing? I might have nightmares from that right now. If anything looks like a sea monster, it's undoubtedly this squid. Those long tendrils are actually used for hunting. Lowering them deep into the water, its larger body mass stays afloat. Out from the vision of its prey, thinking the tendrils are a source of food, prey swims to them and gets snatched up. In essence, the squid is fishing. The footage was taken from an underwater offshore Shell oil station, where the squid can be seen in all its glory. It may be the last footage of the elusive creature we get for some time. The workers on the rig said it was the first and only sighting to this day. Number 12. Flesh-eating harp sponge. Mother Nature's newest terrifying creature of the ocean comes to us in the form of a sponge. I know it doesn't seem so scary. Even its shape, resembling a candelabra, is less than intimidating. This carnivorous plant changes everything. Dubbed the harp sponge for its remarkable resemblance to its namesake instrument, it is a deadly predator. Those arms you see sticking out and floating about the water come equipped with sticky barbed hooks covering the entirety of the limbs. In the eerie silence of the deep sea, the harp sponge waits patiently, its delicate arms swaying with the current like ghostly fingers. Tiny crustaceans and unsuspecting worms are drawn in, only to find themselves hopelessly trapped. Some deep-sea explorers have described the sight of a harp sponge feeding as both mesmerizing and nightmarish, a slow-motion ambush in the darkness. The sponge's barbs are so effective that even the most agile prey rarely escape once ensnared. Scientists have observed that the harp sponge can sense vibrations in the water, allowing it to react to the slightest movement nearby. Its ability to relocate is almost unsettling, as if it's stalking new hunting grounds in the abyss. The more researchers study it, the more they realize how little we know about these silent predators. Luring prey with its sweet smell, creatures approach, thinking it's safe to rest and eat. Once they're near enough, the barbs ensnare their prey. Once the harp sponge has its prey in its grasp, its limbs begin excreting a thin membrane that encapsulates and digests the prey. This plant can even remove its roots from the area and get carried away by the waves to a more suitable hunting ground. Ever heard of a plant doing that? Its limbs, if ever broken or attacked, can grow back. It's like a hydra, sprouting more new limbs when one is removed. Just 20 years ago, scientists first learned that sponges can be carnivores. Most lived in the deep ocean, making it difficult to thoroughly research and understand. Number 11. The Great Barracuda. These spectacular fish are some of the most well-known. They're also among the fastest fish in the sea. Its long and thin body is designed for speed. Since it's one of the most well-known fish, we have plenty of details about them. For instance, their top speed has been estimated to reach 36 miles per hour. That's incredible. In the wild, barracudas are notorious for their sudden, explosive attacks, often ambushing schools of smaller fish with a single, lightning-fast lunge. Divers sometimes report feeling a chill when they spot a barracuda hovering motionless, its sharp teeth glinting in the sunlight. Those teeth aren't just for show. They can slice through flesh and bone with ease, making the barracuda a formidable hunter. Some fishermen have even lost prized catches to a barracuda's surprise strike, as these fish are known to snatch hooked prey right off the line. Their eyes are keen, able to spot the faintest movement from a distance, and they're not easily fooled by camouflage. In some tropical regions, local legends warn swimmers to avoid shiny jewelry, as barracudas have been known to mistake it for the glint of fish scales. Despite their fearsome reputation, attacks on humans are extremely rare, and most encounters end with the fish darting away in a flash. They're among the easiest to identify in the wild by the distinctive silver shine of their scales, along with many dark stripes on the upper half of the body. Adult great barracudas can grow to massive sizes, some exceeding 5 feet long and weighing more than 100 pounds. They don't live very long, only about 14 years. Because of their incredible speed and massive size, there are few predators that can take on a barracuda. Even if something like a great white or whale swings past for a nibble, they'd never be able to catch the speedy fish. Now it's time for today's topic. In a groundbreaking discovery, a deep-sea camera deployed in the uncharted depths of the Puerto Rico Trench has captured footage of a creature that has left scientists stunned. The creature, resembling an eel but with a massive muscular body and a terrifying appearance, was recorded at a depth of over 21,000 feet, where sunlight never reaches. The footage shows the creature slowly emerging from the darkness, its elongated body stretching over 20 feet long. Its head is broad and flat, with rows of jagged teeth visible even in the dim light of the camera. Unlike any known eel species, its body appears to be covered in rough, scarred skin, suggesting it is a predator that has survived countless battles in the harsh environment of the deep ocean. Marine biologists are baffled by the discovery. Some speculate it could be a previously undiscovered species of deep-sea eel, while others suggest it might be a relic from prehistoric times, adapted to the extreme pressures of the trench. The creature's behavior, slow and deliberate, has raised questions about its hunting methods and diet. For now, the footage is under analysis, but the discovery has reignited curiosity about the mysteries of the deep sea. What other giants might be lurking in the ocean's darkest corners? Number 10. The faceless fish. Let's face it, there are a lot of different types of sea creatures out there. Most of them have never been discovered. Even with that fact, we've discovered some pretty terrifying beasts out there in the deep. Take this faceless fish, for instance, who decided to pop its elusive head from the depths. A species of this type hasn't been seen in over a decade. Can you believe that? When scientists first pulled it up in their nets, they were stunned by its ghostly appearance. No eyes, no mouth, just a smooth, pale surface where a face should be. Some crew members even joked that it looked like something out of a horror movie, silently gliding through the darkness. Its body is almost gelatinous, allowing it to withstand the crushing pressure of the deep sea. The faceless fish moves with an eerie grace, drifting through the water like a living shadow. Local legends among fishermen speak of faceless spirits haunting the ocean floor, and this creature seems to fit the bill perfectly. Its sudden reappearance has sparked a wave of curiosity and unease among marine biologists. The small fish was rediscovered 2.5 miles below sea level just south of Sydney. And if you've been paying attention, you'll note that many aquatic animals have been acting strangely as of late. The reappearance of this guy is a testament to that. What else is stirring down there, causing these animals to rise? Experts are unsure. They suspect, however, that new undiscovered species will be popping up too if the trend continues. While this is exciting for researchers, it's also scaring them. These deep creatures tend to only rise when the environment has become uninhabitable or is getting to that point. Researchers are keeping a close eye on the area. Number 9. Deep-sea lizardfish. Get out of here with those teeth. The deep-sea lizardfish is a terrifying creature with enough influence to keep people from ever entering the ocean. This guy comes straight to us from mythology. While it was recorded early on in human history, it was deemed a sea monster. Its aesthetic indeed suggests a prehistoric monster, unlike most modern fish you see today. If you ever saw one up close, you'd probably think twice about dipping your toes in the water again. Their eyes are adapted to the pitch-black depths, glowing eerily as they hunt. Some divers have reported seeing their silhouettes darting through the gloom, vanishing in a flash of needle-like teeth. They can launch themselves at prey with lightning speed, swallowing fish nearly half their own size. Scientists have even found remnants of bioluminescent creatures in their stomachs, suggesting they're not picky eaters. Legends from sailors often describe them as the ghosts of the abyss, haunting shipwrecks and lost cargo. With a spiky top fin and teeth like those, no typical human would ever approach these beasts. Though they resemble shallow water lizardfish, the deep-sea variant grows much larger. Get this, these fish don't even need a partner to reproduce. They've both male and female sex organs. Because of this ease of reproduction, they have grown in numbers. They're considered a conservation concern for this very reason. Any animal that can come in and reproduce at such a rapid rate often dominates. These guys could wreak havoc on an ecosystem that hasn't housed them before. Number 8. Diamondback squid egg masses. Its common name is derived from its large, unique diamond-shaped fin extending along the length of its body. Unlike most other squids, this terror has no light organs. Their arms have 2 rows of suckers and wide protective webs along their length. They live to surf the shallower water searching for food, which consists of smaller fish and even other squids. Depending on the size of the diamondback, it can eat quite a lot. When they're ready to mate, females lay long, sausage-esque tubes that act as a protective shell for their eggs. These egg masses can sometimes stretch several meters in length, drifting gently with the ocean currents. Divers who have encountered them describe the sight as both eerie and mesmerizing, like a ghostly curtain floating in the blue. The gelatinous tubes are almost transparent, making it possible to see the developing embryos inside. As the eggs mature, the mass becomes a bustling nursery, with hundreds of tiny squid pulsing and wriggling within. The mother's instinct to stay nearby is crucial, as she will fiercely defend her eggs from would-be predators. Some scientists believe the size and structure of the egg masses help deter smaller predators, while the sheer number of eggs increases the odds of survival. Observing these masses in the wild has given researchers valuable insight into the reproductive strategies of deep-sea cephalopods. These masses can be massive. You can't deny how awesome these masses look after being laid. Females can lay up to 3 different masses at a time, each containing hundreds of eggs. While the mother goes off and continues its life, it's never too far from the nest. Other squids, sharks, and whales are the diamondback's biggest predators, and they all have a sweet tooth for their eggs. Number 7. Headless chicken monster. Other creatures have been dubbed the chicken of the sea, but because of their food yield, not appearance. This scary sea beast comes at us as the first that actually looks like a chicken, save for its missing head, of course. With a body like a plump-breasted and decapitated chicken, the bizarre creature is neither a chicken nor a monster. It's a swimming sea cucumber. Experts recently captured never-before-seen footage of this bizarre swimmer in the Southern Ocean near eastern Antarctica. It's never been observed in the ecosystem before, further solidifying the idea the oceans are changing. While its name certainly stuck, it took some time for researchers to name it. Names like a frilly pillowcase, a bloody flying squirrel, and a raw steak with fins were early names. When it moves, its translucent fins ripple like silk, propelling it gracefully through the water. The headless chicken monster uses these wing-like appendages to hover just above the seafloor, searching for detritus to feed on. Its bright pink and red coloring makes it stand out in the otherwise dark and cold waters of the deep. Some scientists believe its unusual appearance may help deter predators or confuse would-be attackers. The creature's gelatinous body allows it to withstand the immense pressure found at such depths. Observing it in its natural habitat has given researchers new insights into how deep-sea animals adapt to extreme environments. Each new sighting adds to the growing fascination with the mysterious life forms of the Antarctic deep. There's no denying the resemblance to all those things. The peculiar creature drifts around the ocean but typically never very far from its original home. Finding one so far away from their home in the Gulf of Mexico was unheard of before now. One thing is sure, more and more strange creatures are emerging and drifting far from their native habitats, allowing humans to finally catch a glimpse in all their glory. Number 6. The megamouth shark. This shark sure has a big mouth. It's no wonder where its name derived. This megamouth is so rare, it's the genus only member. In other words, there are no other animals like it on planet Earth. First discovered in 1976 by accident, when one became entangled in a fisherman's nets and lines. Get this, there have only been a little over 100 sightings since its discovery. I know, right? The most recent sighting on record comes from Indonesia's Komodo Island. As with many other creatures on this list, seeing one of these in the wild is like seeing a real-life sea monster. Just look at that mouth. The sheer size of its gaping jaws is enough to make anyone do a double take, and its rubbery lips give it a truly unique appearance among sharks. Unlike the fearsome great white, the megamouth is a gentle filter feeder, gliding through the water with its mouth wide open to scoop up plankton and jellyfish. Some scientists have described its swimming style as almost lazy, with slow, undulating movements that make it look like it's floating rather than swimming. Its enormous mouth can open up to 4 feet wide, allowing it to engulf huge volumes of water in a single pass. The inside of its mouth glows with a silvery sheen, which may help attract prey in the dark depths. Despite its size, the megamouth is harmless to humans and rarely comes close to shore. Every new sighting is a major event for marine biologists, who are eager to learn more about this mysterious giant. The knowledge base is steadily growing as interested parties grow too. Experts have been led to believe the sharks follow a deep scattering layer in the open ocean, meaning they aren't in groups and are rarely, if ever, found in pairs. Using their gaping mouths, they feed by literally sucking in like a vacuum, descending back into the depths once it's had its meal. Recently, they have been sighted between the shallow and deep waters off the coast of Taiwan and Japan, but have been observed traveling from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific and Indian Oceans. Number 5. Bloodbelly comb jelly. This member of the jellyfish family is undoubtedly beautiful and uniquely colored. At the depths in which they live, they're nearly invisible. These creatures are beautiful but also terrifying. Looking from behind a computer screen is remarkable, but seeing one in the deep would send shivers down your spine. The ghastly jelly comes in varied shades of red, but always has a blood-red stomach, hence the name. The spectacle of glittering light you see dancing throughout the rest of its body comes from light diffracting and refracting off tiny transparent cilia that help them blend in with surroundings. When disturbed, the comb jelly can produce a mesmerizing rainbow effect, as the cilia scatter light in all directions. Some divers have described the experience of seeing one as like watching a living gemstone drift through the darkness. Despite their delicate appearance, bloodbelly comb jellies are surprisingly resilient and can survive in some of the harshest environments on Earth. Their bodies are almost entirely made of water, allowing them to float effortlessly and avoid detection by predators. Scientists are still learning about their diet, but it's believed they feed on small plankton and other microscopic creatures. The discovery of these jellies in shallower waters has sparked new interest in their mysterious life cycle. Each new sighting adds another piece to the puzzle of how these creatures thrive in the deep. At the depths in which these babies live, there is no light. It's their defense mechanism from predators of the deep. Get this, the species has only recently come to the attention of scientists. This creature too is starting to rise from its depths to shallower water. The brilliant red paints a giant target on their back in those waters. Number 4. Giant sea spiders. There just had to be spiders in the ocean, didn't there? There weren't enough terrifying monsters living there, I guess. Not only are there spiders in the ocean, but they're brutal and terrifying predators that literally suck the life out of their prey. Its legs can span a whopping 25 centimeters compared with that of the world's largest land spiders like the Goliath bird-eating tarantula. In actuality, these little monsters aren't spiders at all but arthropods. The speck on the right is a normal sea spider from the Pacific Northwest. They're a species of aquatic animal found shuffling around the ocean floor. Most discovered were relatively small. In the frigid waters of Antarctica, some sea spiders have been found with bodies the size of dinner plates, making them true giants of the deep. Scientists believe that the cold, Oxygen-rich water at the poles allows these creatures to grow much larger than their temperate relatives. Watching them move is both fascinating and unsettling, as their long, spindly legs seem to glide effortlessly over the seafloor. Some researchers have even observed them walking upside down along the underside of ice sheets. Their slow, deliberate movements make them look almost alien, as if they belong on another planet. Despite their fearsome appearance, sea spiders are actually quite delicate and can be easily injured. The mystery of their size and survival continues to puzzle marine biologists. It's by the Earth's poles where these animals grow massive. Why? Still a mystery. Like their land counterparts, sea spiders have 8 legs, but it's not a defining feature. Some even have 10 to 12 legs. These guys feed on worms, sponges, and other smaller creatures through a proboscis that allows them to pierce and suck out their food. Number 3. Deep-sea zombie worms. These are some strange, dreadful worms. Lacking mouths and guts, these little terrors are sure to induce nightmares. They survive by attaching themselves to prey, then branching out a root system that penetrates and digests flesh and bone. Once the roots have taken hold, it releases a collagen and secretion that slowly but surely kills and digests the host. Since 2004, scientists worldwide have collectively discovered 32 species, occurring at depths ranging from 10 to 5,000 meters. Depending on the species, they're capable of colonizing a broad array of bones. What's even more fascinating is that zombie worms rely on symbiotic bacteria to help them break down the nutrients they absorb from bones. These bacteria live inside the worms and do the heavy lifting when it comes to digesting fats and proteins. Some researchers have even found that zombie worms can colonize whale carcasses within days of them hitting the seafloor. The sight of a massive whale skeleton covered in writhing pink worms is both eerie and mesmerizing. Their presence is a crucial part of the deep-sea ecosystem, recycling nutrients that would otherwise be locked away. Without zombie worms, the ocean floor would be littered with the remains of countless animals. It's a reminder that even the most unsettling creatures can play an important role in nature. From fish to whatever dies and falls into the ocean, these tiny worms quickly move in and consume. They're so efficient at consuming bones that they're actually keeping the ocean floor free from such debris. That is, of course, in the areas they can be found. Number 2. Skeleton shrimp. It's easy to see why this guy was named a skeleton. Just look at him. They're practically floating bones. These tiny shrimp are gangly amphipods sporting transparent, stick-like bodies. They live attached to hydroids, sponges, and vegetation, mainly in the middle and lower Chesapeake Bay. There must be plenty of food there if the whole species can be quantified into a single area. There are others of the genus located worldwide, but even they act in a similar pattern. Despite their fragile appearance, skeleton shrimp are surprisingly agile and can move quickly when disturbed. Their bodies are so thin that they can almost disappear against a background of seaweed or debris. Some divers have reported seeing them only when the light hits at just the right angle, making them shimmer like glass. These shrimp are also known for their elaborate mating dances, which look almost like a slow-motion battle. In some species, males will fiercely compete for the attention of a single female, grappling with each other using their spindly limbs. The competition can get intense, with the victor earning the right to mate. It's a tiny drama playing out on the ocean floor, invisible to most of the world. They're barely identifiable as anything other than a stick to the untrained eye. These animals mate sexually, but the female often kills the male after fertilization. Hardcore, I know. The females have one poisonous claw they use to catch food and kill the male once the time has come. Though this type of reproduction is brutal, it's not uncommon. Many land animals, including the praying mantis, kill the male. Number 1. The supergiant amphipod. The creepiest-looking creatures of the sea. Crustaceans are often attributed to their small size and delectable taste. If these things were any bigger, they'd definitely be more terrifying. It looks like giant crustaceans live in the deep and are only seen by humans a handful of times throughout history. That means you just witnessed history, folks. Yikes, this thing is creepy. Scientists on the deep-sea expedition were gathering samples in a trench when they got a surprise. Their traps and tests had revealed a legendary creature no longer thought to exist. The supergiant amphipods are more than 20 times larger than the typical crustacean counterparts. These amphipods look like something straight out of a science fiction movie, with their translucent bodies and oversized limbs. When the team first spotted them, there was a moment of stunned silence as everyone tried to process what they were seeing. Some of the researchers joked that they had discovered the kraken of shrimp. The sheer size of these amphipods makes you wonder what else could be lurking in the unexplored trenches of the ocean. Their presence also raises questions about how such large crustaceans survive in such extreme conditions. The deep sea is a place of constant pressure, freezing temperatures, and almost no light, yet these creatures thrive. It's discoveries like this that remind us how little we truly know about our own planet. We pulled up the trap, and lying among the fish were those absolutely massive amphipods, and there was no inkling whatsoever that these things should be there, said Alan Jameson, a researcher that went along for the journey. They managed to capture not one, not two, but 7 specimens, in which the largest reached a length of 11 inches. That's one big shrimp. This expedition goes down in history as the largest retrieval of giant amphipods in history. Boom, you lived through 2 scientific historical moments, and that's just from one topic. Sea creatures are among the most bizarre and fearsome beings on Earth, which is why the ocean's depths have always fueled our imagination. Although thousands of species have already been discovered, it's likely that countless more remain hidden, waiting to be found. Who knows what might appear next? Stay curious and keep watching as our world continues to change. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss our latest content.